Alright, we are back this time to Powerscale My Hero Academia characters. This video is going to go down the same way they usually do in the first round. It's just going to be their civilian clothes and their civilian names. In the second round, it's going to switch over to their hero names and hero costumes. In the next round, I'll reveal their powers. And then the rounds after that, I'll see if I can find some clips or something. Except, for whatever reason, I've been kind of a buffoon lately, and I've been forgetting to press the record button at the beginning of these recording sessions. So I will go over the first two rounds briefly, and then we will get into the video. First round, we had Tokoyami versus Stars and Stripes, and he chose Tokoyami because he has a cool falcon head. Second round, we had Shinso versus Mirko, and he chose Mirko because she is a badass, super powerful looking, dangerous woman. And then now we're getting into the third round, which is Aizawa versus Shigaraki.
The zombie guy looks like he seems like he would look tough, but maybe isn't actually as tough as he looks. You know what I mean?
You said the guy on the left?
I'm gonna go with him.
Okay, next up we have Kai Chisaki versus Katsuki Bakugo.
Alright, so I'm trying to think of who he looks like in that picture where he's leaning against the wall. I kind of like his vibe though. He looks like he's looking for revenge. Maybe he's like an overlooked guy. The guy on the left, he also looks depressed, and that could be a superpower as well in that picture where it's raining.
Sure.
But I think I'm gonna go with Blondie on the right because he just looks like the revenge is deep in his bones, and he needs to like redeem himself somehow.
Tamaki Amajiki and Ken Ishiyama. These guys, I like saying their real names feels weird to me. I only know these guys by their hero names.
Ishiyama looks like a slab of tofu. You know what tofu?
Yeah, he kind of does.
Like his head just looks like a big block of tofu.
Yeah, for sure.
That's so funny. But he also looks like he's stoned, so I think that like his hands and knees look stoned.
Yeah. Very blocky.
Yeah. And the guy on the left, he looks scared.
Yeah, he's a little timid.
Like a little timid guy, but I like Ishiyama. I'll just offer it. He looks like a cool guy, like little tofu head, but he looks like he could lay down some business.
Hell yeah, dude. He's a
I'm gonna pick him.
Good pick.
Oh, bro's got the long neck.
For real. We have Tsunagu Hakamada versus Shoto Todoroki.
Kind of looks like a statesman who, like a politician.
Yeah.
Like he's like trying to be like class president or something. And I don't know if that's a virtue or a detriment, but the guy on the right, his hair matches his like little birthmark scar thing.
Yeah.
And he's got the headphones, looking pretty cool. Like his uniform is like not super fit, so it's like he's like kind of hip. Also, his eyes are different colors. That's pretty cool too. Tsunagu's giving me like I don't want to say faker vibes, but like poser. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting. So I'm gonna go with Todoroki. He looks a little new kid off the block vibes who could mess some stuff up if someone kind of messes with him.
Yeah, he's the cool kid in class.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
This is the one scene in the whole show that we see this guy not in his superhero outfit.
Oh, really?
Next up, we have Mirai Sasaki versus Jin Bubai Gawara.
All right. So Jin looks like he's going through it.
A little bit, yeah.
He looks like one of those like, I don't know, recently divorced dads, just like figuring out his life post divorce. I'm just giving these people my own background.
Yeah, got it.
But Sasaki, he looks like he's giving me like Slender Man vibes a little bit with his fingers, and his hands.
Yeah, he's got some long limbs.
Right? It's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it's like his body would fit well on that last guy with the long neck.
It would. I agree. Yeah, totally. It's tough because they both just kind of look like average guys. Jin looks a little bit too average to me, so I think I'm gonna go with Sasaki. Just because the lengthiness, I feel like might just give him an advantage. So I think I'm gonna go with him.
Fair rationale for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does kind of look
like. Does he have two
colored
colored hair, or is that like his scalp?
That's like blonde hair.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
Next up, we have Mirio Togata versus Suyu Asui.
Mirio looks like he would be a Super Smash Bros. Character.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a mixture
like the
between like
face.
Ness and Mr. Pac-Man.
Yeah, I definitely get the Ness features too for sure. And Suyu, but that's tough because like she looks like she's like clumsy, right? But but sometimes those characters are like sneaky. They make them like that to like make them like super powerful on the low.
Yeah, so they like shock you when they like show you like what they're really made of or whatever.
Right. And I could see Mirio being either like a cool character that everybody likes or like the class bully. You know what I mean?
Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
say like or like
Like,
the most annoying person in class.
yeah, I could see totally see that too. Yeah.
Like you could
No,
be like
100%.
anyone, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I think I'm gonna go. This might be my obviously without knowing anything my upset round where I think I'm gonna pick Suyu over Mirio.
Okay.
Just because I feel like maybe she has some hidden agenda talent going on.
All right. His
What's
real
your-
name is Toya Todoroki, and then
Toya.
this other guy to the right is Tenya Ida.
Straight off of looks, this one's probably the easiest round so far because Toya looks menacing as hell. So
That is very true. Yeah, he's all fucking like burnt
Just-
up. Yeah.
yeah, burnt, stitched up. Looks like he's got like clamps on his arms.
Yeah.
I mean, respect to the guy on the right, Tenya Ida, but
Yeah.
yeah, no,
For
I'm
sure.
going Toya for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. It's like class president versus like actual like teenage criminal.
Right? Yeah, straight up.
This one, I have a feeling you might have another easy time guessing who you're gonna pick. This is Toshinori Yagi versus Momo Yaoyorozu.
Yeah, fairly easy. I'm trying to think. So, Yoshinori, his face looks super familiar. I can't pin it down.
You may have
Um,
seen this man's face before. He's like a big character of the show. I feel like. You know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who I'm thinking of though. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it later. But I'm definitely gonna go Toshinori. Yeah, straight up. Just I can't say anything about anything
Yeah,
else.
look at him. He's huge.
Yeah, compared to Momo, like sorry Momo, you're you're not
Yeah.
standing a chance.
Hizashi Yamada versus Ochako Uraraka.
All right, Tizashi looks just like a normal guy, but his facial expressions are giving me kind of like like worried. You know what I mean? Concerned.
Yeah, he's usually a lot more
Um,
lively, if that helps. That like he's in his civilian clothes, like in this
Right.
picture, because he like can't be in his hero's clothes. He's got like some shit going on. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense. Then yeah, he's in a
Yeah. So
predicament.
he's typically a very
Um,
lively kind of guy.
I gotcha. And then Ochako, she just looks like a nice girl. So,
Yeah.
again, I feel like in these shows they do that on purpose, and then they hide like some crazy powers or something. But she also just looks a little too nice and like joyful.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Tizashi. I like the little long hair he's got going on, and he looks like you said, if he's more lively in his hero mode, maybe he's like a Superman Clark Kent type vibe without it on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he's really cool.
So
I think he
yeah.
looks cooler in his civilian clothes than he does in his hero clothes, but I guess I'll have to get your opinion on
interesting.
that next round.
Yeah, for sure.
Next up, we have Denki Kaminari and Eijiro Kirishima.
All right. Denki and Aijiro. All right, so they both actually just kind of look like normal students. This one's probably
I think these guys
one of the
might
more
be like
evenly
buds.
matched. Buds, yeah, I can kind of see that. I could definitely see that. Damn, nothing striking to kind of take up with this.
Yeah, even these pictures I pulled up are actually pretty similar, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah, this actually makes it harder because
Right.
yeah, I don't know what inkling about these two. So I think I'm just gonna go with Denki. I kind of like the little like black thing he's got in his hair. The blonde hair,
Yeah.
blonde long hair. So
For
yeah,
sure.
I think I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, just off of no rhyme or reason.
We have Shuichi Iguchi and Rikiya Yotsubashi. I'm surprised I'm being able to like kind of pronounce some of these names. I'm sure they're
Right.
not correct, but like just being able to like figure something out is
Sound it out,
impressive.
yeah.
Yeah, it's impressive.
You're good. All right, so Iguchi and Yotsubashi. So
Yep.
I think I'm probably gonna pick Iguchi just because he looks obviously like a lizard man or
Yeah.
something. And then also Yotsubashi looks like he looks like a con man. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe someone that would like try and like act like he's your friend and then really have like some
Yeah, like
sinister.
get the upper hand, yeah.
Right, yeah, some sinister vibes. So, yeah, I'm definitely going with Iguchi. Lizard Man for the win for sure.
All right. We have Himiko Toga versus Izuku Midoriya.
She looks like she's got like a screw loose, so that's pretty cool. At least on that left-hand picture. Izuku looks like he's like the freshman, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of confused
Sure.
on what's going on, maybe trying to figure out like what to do. Yeah, so this is a tough one too. I think I'm gonna go with Toga, the girl. I just feel like she looks like she's got a little bit more crazy in her with like maybe her hairstyle, and I think Izuku just looks a little bit too innocent. I think that's the thing.
That's fair. That's definitely fair. Midoriya is the main character of the show, which was probably why he gives you like freshman vibes.
Is he? Okay, that
Yeah.
actually that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
can see
his,
that.
it's like the story of his Hero Academy journey.
I can see that for sure. Yeah, because he looks like a like a normal guy that they would kind of follow. Well, sorry, bro.
Sorry, Izuku. Next up, we have Kaigo Takami versus Enji Todoroki. This is the third Todoroki on the screen. They are all from the same family.
Okay, nice. Takami looks fly with whatever he's got going on with around his eyes. Where does his scar go? Look, why does that appear? Or does that give away too much?
It's just from
I
the
know.
battle.
Interesting. Okay. Is Takami related to the other blonde guy?
No, they do look like they might be though.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So I kind of like the sternness and focus of Enji on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Takami looks like he's the cool guy, you know. Like does he have wings? Is that what that is?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
got some red wings.
Yeah, some wing. Okay, that might change something. No, I think I'm gonna go with Enji. I think I'm gonna rock with him.
Ooh, sticking with
Yeah,
Enji.
that might be. I'm sticking with Enji.
He is a very no-nonsense man.
Yeah.
All right, for
The wings almost pulled me away, but I decided not to.
Yeah. Last one of the first round of the tournament
damn.
is going to be Zen Shigaraki versus Shinya Kamihara. On the right, this is like flashbacks from when this hero was in school because I don't have any other pictures of him not in uniform.
Gotcha. I think this one is fairly easy given just the pictures, right?
Sure.
Zen is. I mean, he's got no face, and
He
that
does
one.
not have a face yet.
So it's like, and whatever's around his mouth. So I think and he doesn't even look like he has eyes, and when he has a face. So I'm gonna go with Zen. That's what I'm gonna rock with him.
Cool. All right, this is Tokoyami, and I believe his hero name is Dark Shadow. Let me double check that. Oh, just kidding. It's not Dark Shadow. It's Tsukuyomi. Tsukuyomi
Damn.
would be fighting Mirko.
Okay, interesting. So she doesn't have a leg, right? So in that left-hand picture.
Yeah, that is post-battle.
Okay, so she lost a leg and then maybe has.
She
an
lost an arm
amputation
and a
thing.
leg. Yeah.
Okay, so and half an ear. All right, so
Yeah.
Tsukuyomi. He still looks pretty menacing though. Looks like just like a cloak, but I kind of like Mirko. Just like even though she got fucked up, she's still
She looks tough though.
coming back. Yeah, you know what I mean. She's got a bionic arm, and she's got. I mean, the leg thing is kind of tough, but
Yeah, like she got fucked up, but clearly she's like, all right, patch me up because I'm gonna do some stuff here.
I'm still going, right? And she looks
Yeah.
like bulkier in the left hand, like post battle. So maybe she just did some more
Oh
training.
yeah, true.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Maybe Tsukuyomi has some like sneaky powers, considering like he's a hawk and stuff or whatever, or a falcon. But I think I'm gonna go Mirko just off of vibes from the second round.
Hell yeah. Aizawa, his hero name is Eraserhead, and Bakugo's name is... Hold on, let me get the official title. It's a long one. Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. But they just call him Dynamite.
I love that. All right, I mean, yeah, considering he has like a grenade for a hand,
Yeah.
right? What is that coming out of the back of his head? Is that just like his hair?
It's part of his mask.
Oh, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But Eraserhead, that is That's very interesting because he's got that tape around his neck, but
Since it's part
You're
of
good.
his hero outfit, his like tape scarf thing, he can like control. It's like a hero weapon that he can control and wield to like bind up his enemies. It's
Okay.
unrelated to his power, but it helps him like assist. It helps him do hero work.
Do those goggles do anything for him, or can you not give that up yet?
It has to do with his power.
Okay. Damn, this is actually a good one. So Dynamite looks like he obviously would lay down like the heat, but also like with his crazy long name could be something where yeah, where it's like compensating for him actually being as strong as he might be, you know?
Sure.
And then Eraserhead looks like subtle, so it could be something where it's like he could be someone where it's like overlooked and he's not really that important, or it could be like sneaky, like low key power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's giving me low key versus like extrovert type vibe.
Yeah. For sure.
I honestly think I'm gonna go with the Eraserhead here. I think Dynamite looks cool, but I feel like Eraserhead, like the low key, the low keyness will kind of put him ahead. That's what I would choose.
Yeah, he's I wouldn't say he's a lot like Batman, but he's like Batman in the sense that he's kind of like a hero that works more like in stealth and operates in the shadows more so than like a flashy one who like comes in and punches a guy.
Right, I could see that for sure.
So on the left is Cementos, and then on the right is Shoto. He just goes by Shoto.
Cement Toss. That sounds like a Pokemon name. I'm not gonna lie.
It really does.
You know what I mean? Like Cement
Yeah.
Toss, go. I kind of like him though. He's kind of funny.
There's something
um,
lovable about him.
You know what I mean? Yeah, kinda. I don't know if it's like the blockiness with like the I don't know. But Shoto, he looks like a classic. I don't even know. Like one of the classic. He almost gives me like not main character energy, but like the main character is like
Like a
arch
rival?
nemesis. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's what vibes he's giving me.
It's like I'm gonna accomplish the goal before you.
Right, yeah, totally, 100%. Damn, a big part of me wants to pick Cementos just because he looks like a cool guy. You know, I think, okay, this is kind of a tough one. All right, I think for the sake of my feelings right now, I'm gonna pick Cementos, and I'm just gonna rock with him. I won't.
Oh, yeah?
I probably won't pick him the whole time, but he's definitely
He's a cool guy.
I'm rooting for him. Was I right about Shoto being like the rival or no?
He's one of them. Him and Bakugo are like the two rivals.
Oh, okay. I can see that for sure.
So we have Sir Night Eye versus Froppy.
Frappy. All right, so clearly she's like a frog, basically.
Yeah.
And then Sir Night.
I'm just now realizing she has like frog-like feet.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah, frog-like feet, and then those binocular things definitely give like the
Yeah,
the
her
eyes and
whole
stuff.
outfit. Yeah, of course, but
Totally. Are you allowed to tell me what he's holding in his hands, or can you not?
I think those are weights. Like
Okay.
I think those are like some type of really small, compact, heavy weight that he throws.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he looks like a professor of like a mad scientist almost.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm gonna go with him. I'm not a huge fan of the frog, but she seems nice. But I'm gonna go with Sir Night Eye. I wasn't expecting the frog.
Fair. Very fair.
I'm gonna go Night Eye.
So this is Dobby versus All Might.
Dobby versus All Might. Yeah, seeing them in here looks a little bit. I think I was thinking of like He-Man. Like bro looks like He-Man. You know what I mean? With the blonde.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I could see
really-
where you're getting that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Yeah, off of these two, I'm going All Might. You gotta go. He just looks too about it. I mean, Dobby looks like I don't know. He looks like he's got some stuff going on, but yeah, no, I'm going All Might. I gotta pull the trigger on that one.
It's the confidence, you know?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean he might be. It might be that false confidence where like maybe he isn't that good, but I don't know. He's giving me the confidence for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Present Mike versus Charge Bolt.
Present Mike versus Charge Bolt.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I could see Charge Bolt for sure. That makes sense. Present Mike. Interesting. His hair is wild for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't it like it looks so much better
Yeah.
just like tied back, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree for sure. It also a cassette like speaker thing around his neck.
It's like an amplifier.
The amplifier. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Present Mike looks kind of annoying with his hero outfit on.
For
Um,
sure.
I don't know if it's the hair or the I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Charge Bolt. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. He's Present Mike wasn't really giving me the vibes this round.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree with you on that one. And you are definitely right that he is annoying. That's like his gimmick, is that he's like the annoying
Yeah,
guy.
I could see that for sure off of those pictures.
Spinner versus Toga. I think she's just Toga.
All right, I'm definitely getting Ninja Turtle vibes from Spinner.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's got a long sword and then a sword behind his or parallel to his back. Dude, I don't know. Toga looks pretty badass. So she's got
Yeah.
what hella blades. It looks like.
Yeah, a bunch of knives, some like
Yeah.
like a mask
And
and
whatever's
like a
going
big
on.
smile like scarf thing.
Right. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, I think this one's actually a little bit easier. I think I'm gonna go with Toga. She looks cooler to me. That definitely
Yeah.
got some stuff going on. Yeah, I'm gonna go with her. Spinner, you had a good round, but you're not pulling your weight this round, bro. Sorry. The NG.
Yeah, all right. We got NG, aka Endeavor, versus Zen, otherwise known as All for One.
All right. So it looks like he's got fire powers of some sort, at least.
Yeah, 100%.
I kind of fuck with that mask though that Zen has, or that
Yeah.
hood, whatever it is.
Yeah, a big like a regal mask helmet thing.
Right. So off rip, Endeavor, he's NG. He looks a little bit too gimmicky to me in that. And then all for one, Zen, the dark energy. I kind of like the dark energy. So the gimmiciness of Endeavor probably lost him this round. So I'm gonna go with Zen.
All right, we have Mirko versus Aizawa. Now I am able to reveal the powers to you. She has the powers of a rabbit. Quirk, rabbit. Rumi's quirk gives her the attributes and abilities of a rabbit. This grants her incredible leg strength, allowing her to jump and kick with extreme force. She can even destroy large chunks of the ground by thumping her foot. She also has excellent hearing thanks to her rabbit-like ears and possesses animal instincts that alert her to nearby danger. This is going up against Eraserhead Aizawa, who has the quirk Erasure. Eraserhead's quirk allows him to nullify another person's quirk by looking at them. The effect of erasure persists for a short time even after breaking eye contact. Essentially, his eyes are red here because as long as he doesn't blink and he's looking at you, your quirk no longer works. It doesn't work on the physical ones, like if your quirk is to turn you in, like is to make your head the head of a hawk, like if he looks at you, your head isn't going to turn into a normal human head, you still have a hawk head. But you can't use any additional like power that goes along with it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Mirko, Rumi, you had a good run, but I think I like the Eraserhead. I like the fact that you can like kind of disarm them by his looks or by looking at him, I guess at least. Yeah, I think that was actually pretty easy this round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Eraserhead for sure. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
for sure.
he has a little. I was gonna say quirk, but that's difficult when that's the word for powers. But he has a little like character trait where he is always like putting eye drops in his eyes because he always has dry eye from like using his power and stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, totally.
Next up, we have
Hell yeah.
Cementos versus Sir Night Eye. So Cementos can control cement, believe it or not.
Wouldn't have guessed.
Ken's quirk allows him to manipulate any cement-based material that he touches, allowing him to deform the object into various shapes and sizes, changing its appearance. His quirk doesn't appear to have a time limit, and Recovery Girl mentioned his quirk is among the most difficult of the high school teachers' quirks to fight against. That's an interesting fact. So essentially he's like an earthbender, but for cement.
Yeah.
Sir Night Eye. Sir Night Eye, his quirk is a foresight. So his quirk allows him to see another person's future from a third person's point of view. To activate his power, he first touched the intended target, and made eye contact with them. This quirk stayed active for 1 hour, and once activated, it required 24 hours before it could be activated again. While this quirk was active, Mirai could see years into a person's future. The future he saw was shown in great detail, second by second, and it had always been 100% accurate even when he tried to change the events he had foreseen.
Damn. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's like two like polar opposite. Like one is like brute strength,
And the other is like very like, okay, I gotta
like
figure out how to counter
psychic.
what I'm about to experience.
Damn, no, that's a hard one actually.
Definitely, yeah.
Because like if you can see it, but you still gotta find a way to. You're 100% accurate though, so it's like you know exactly what's going on. Dude, man, I think I really like that move, but it's also like if you're fighting and you're just like doing your thing one-on-one, even if you know what he's gonna do, you have to defend yourself in the moment, right?
Yeah, and it's also like the activation is a lot more complex than I initially remembered it being. Like you have to touch the target and make eye contact with them, and you can only do it once a day. So it's like if you don't know you're fighting against a certain target that you can't like prepare for, you know what I mean? It's like what if you use it and you're fighting more than one person in a day?
That's a good point too. Yeah.
Obviously, he's like trained his like physical and other shit to be able to like handle that, but like his power is only useful once per day.
And it's like I'm sure all these other people have crazy powers too, but it's like how are you gonna like defend yourself against freaking cement? You know what I mean? Like of any shape or size or whatever.
Yeah.
No, this one's actually pretty tough, but I think I think you're right. I agree. Like the complexity of having to like touch this dude and make eye contact in order to see what's going on is gonna be hard if you're just kind of going one-on-one and once a day. So yeah, I think Cement Toss is actually gonna keep rolling. I think I'm gonna keep rolling with them. He's gonna take the round this time. Yeah. What a guy.
You guys are not ready for Cementos.
Yeah. Cementos. He's got that lovable energy, man. I don't know what it is.
For real. So this is All Might, and his quirk is called All for One. No, not All for One. It's called One for All. This is gonna be a whole thing. His quirk allowed him to stockpile an enormous amount of raw power, significantly enhancing all of his physical abilities to a superhuman level, resulting in unbelievable feats of strength, speed, agility, and durability. Essentially what One for All is. It's a power that existed from the early days of time, and it was a guy who didn't believe he had any powers, and until he was dying or like on the verge of dying or whatever, and he realized that he could transfer, like his power was the ability to transfer abilities. So he transferred the transfer ability to someone else who had a power, and then he died. And then that person like lived their life, and then before they died, they transferred their power to another person, so then that person had 2 powers and the ability to transfer power, so 3. And so it's a quirk that keeps stockpiling, right? But not everyone has access to all of the former powers unless you can like awaken them a certain way. And I don't think All Might did that. I don't think so. But essentially, like, the stockpile will give you, like, immense power on top of, like, the additional quirks. It, like, also, like, you have the ability to, like, build up, like, the power and, like, unleash it or whatever. So he's essentially just, like, super strong, super tough, super durable. He's, like, very, very hard to go up against. Very Superman-esque, you know what I mean?
Totally. He's definitely given that vibe for sure.
Yeah. And then I'm sure you could tell by his name, but Charge Bolt uses electricity. It allows him to store electricity and discharge it, allowing him to cover his body in it, while he can also discharge this energy over a distance. Denki has little to no control over it, meaning it'll go everywhere discriminately, kind of like an area effect thing. And using his power too much causes his brain to short circuit, leaving him like vulnerable and like kind of stupid for an hour.
This one actually is probably a bit easier, just given that. So, All Might's power is pretty crazy. because yeah, you kind of compound it and you kind of like awaken it if you can, I guess. And then yeah, I mean it's tough because you have that and brute strength, kind of Superman-esque, like you were saying. And then charge bolt is he has the short circuit feature where he then kind of disarms himself. So I'm gonna go with All Might, just given that he seems like he might have a little bit more control over
Yeah.
his powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go All Might for sure.
Definitely, yeah. And then the last one for this round will be Himiko Toga versus All for One. So Himiko Toga has the quirk of transformation. Her quirk granted her the ability to transform into a physical lookalike of another individual, as well as copy their voice. She could only transform into people whose blood she had ingested, however. The more blood she drank, the longer she had access to that person's form. For example, 1 cup of blood allowed her to transform for a total of 18 hours. She could even switch between appearances of multiple people if she drank the blood of more than one person. She could even duplicate the person's clothing, though her own clothes would overlap with the transformation, requiring her to get naked beforehand. That's a strange note to add.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was looking for. During her fight with Curious and her soldiers, Himiko's quirk underwent an awakening, giving her the ability to be able to use the quirk of the people into whom she's transformed, something that she was previously incapable of doing. This picture is her using transforming into Ochako and using her quirk.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah. But she
Okay.
does have to steal some fucking blood to do it.
Blood first, yeah.
She is a little vampiric.
Yeah.
And this one is another handful of a quirk. We have All for One with the quirk entitled All for One as well. All for One's quirk allows him to steal other people's quirks, leaving them quirkless, and wield the quirks as his own. All for One can also redistribute his stolen quirks to other people. His multiple quirks grant him a very wide variety of options in combat, and he can combine his stolen quirks to create compound attacks with devastating effects. However, he cannot steal the original user's quirk proficiency, and is therefore limited by his own skill with his stolen powers.
Damn. So they're kind of similar almost. So
Kinda, yeah. But hers is temporary, and he can just do it, you know?
right. Yeah, totally. And he doesn't have to drink their blood. So it's like
Yeah, he can just, like, take them.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to go with him just, you know, cuz it seems like, you know, a little bit easier to kind of do what he needs to do.
Yeah,
Even if he's not proficient.
It seems like he just touches them to steal the quirks.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I think you got to go All for One. I do like, yeah, Toga, the fact she can do that's pretty sick too. So, shout out to her, but All for One, that's too good. I feel like to pass up.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think we're in the semifinals now.
Hell yeah.
All right, we have Eraserhead and Cementos. Oh,
Yeah.
Cementos. We see him? We got him.
Hell yeah.
Okay, kind of worth it. That was kind of cool.
That was pretty cool.
Might have lasted like 2 seconds, but that was kind of cool.
Nice. I think Aizawa, I love that power cuz like it's cool that you can basically erase obviously what they do by looking at them. But the flaw is that you can't blink, obviously.
Yeah.
And also that clip of Cementos was badass. It was like I thought like more of just like boulder stuff, but that was like literal like
He can do that too,
liquid,
but
like,
yeah, he can also like liquidify it and shit.
Ironically, when I was going through picking Cementos, I was like, I wasn't sure if he was like the guy, but that was actually pretty dope. So I think I'm gonna have to click Cementos again.
Yeah, I feel you. This is interesting because we have All Might versus All for One, and this is a very, very serious rivalry.
Oh, interesting.
So much so that All for One, I think, is like centuries old, and the original One for All user was like his brother or something.
Oh, so it's like deep.
And he like passed down his power to try and like eventually stockpile enough power to be able to combat his evil like older brother.
Dang.
All Might versus All For One have gone through some fucking fights,
Some
man.
shit.
Yeah. And this is season 3. I can't believe how early this was.
That is kind of crazy, yeah, because there's, what, 6, 7 seasons now?
Yeah. Since episode 1 of the show, All Might is severely weakened. He is far past his prime because there was a battle between him and All For One, and they both walked away very severely wounded by it. And that's the reason why he has, like, no fucking face in that one picture, and why he has, like, a respirator on, you know?
That makes sense.
And then All Might's damages from the battle is that, like, his chest has, like, a super huge, like, scar indentation on it, and he can't hold this strong form for super long. He, like, reverts into, like, a weakened state.
Okay, yeah.
Let me show you a picture. Let me show you a picture of Small Might. They call him Small Might.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's just like a dude, you know?
Just a dude, yeah. I can see the lineage going in, like, the rivalry for sure, just given even those clips. I think what might do it for me, might, no pun intended, is the fact that All Might, like, loses his stuff sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know about All For One, but I kind of, like, personally, this is just a personal thing, I like the, like, the dark energy type stuff too. Might say more about me than not, but
Sure.
I think I'm gonna go All For One. Honestly, between the two, it might be that was a tough one because I could see how similar or, like, strong they both are. But I think I'm gonna go All For One. I think that'll be my choice. Oh, that's pretty cool. Damn. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
Last second, yeah, just fucking all you got.
Just grabs everything he had left, you know what I mean?
Literally empty the tank.
So he does still survive, but it completely does not have his power anymore.
Wow.
So All For One also does survive, but yeah.
Nice.
That's like their big rematch.
Yeah, dude, that was sick. That was cool. I could definitely see, yeah, All Might, hold that shit, yeah, from the depths of the depths, you know.
That being said, you have one last choice to make, and
I
that's
do.
it, and that is Cementos versus All For One.
Cementos versus All For One. All comes down to this. So
Stone Man versus the Quirk
Right?
Stealer.
I have something in my heart for Cementos for sure. I don't know what it is, but he's definitely a cool guy. Absolutely. I think for the chip though, to take all the marbles, and it could have been the championship between obviously All For One or One For All and All Might, but I think I gotta go One For All as the champion here. Cementos had a phenomenal run, but I think stealing quirks and using it against him would kind of just overwhelm just the ability to what he has, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's like a reason he's the big bad, you know?
Right, 100%. So I'm gonna go, obviously, yeah, One For All for the champ. That's my pick right there.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I love it.
And in this video, joining me making my own tier list is my friend Joey, who knows way more about My Hero Academia than I do.
I unfortunately think this is a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
As much as I like Tokoyami, I think Star and Stripes wins this one.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was just like, I don't think Tokoyami does anything super desperate with his, like, Dark Shadow. I know that it gets pretty hyped up later on though.
I'm sure there's a way for her to create light artificially and depower the shadow.
Yeah, for sure. But for the second matchup, Shinso and Mirko, I want to say this is a pretty easy one as well in Mirko's favor, unless Shinso can somehow trick her into, like, talking. But
this is like Shinso is one of those, like, strategic kind of guys where up front he probably can't do a whole lot unless he gets her to talk. Like, let's say she doesn't, I don't know, she's maybe, I could see the theoretical fight between the two where Mirko is a hothead and likes to talk, and he says something that prompts her to talk. I could see that them working in his favor. Here's my other theoretical.
Sure.
That now she has these prosthetic limbs.
Yeah.
Perhaps if she gets hypnotized, she somehow has some way to trigger herself out of it by the prosthetic limb. like maybe the prosthetic limb like knocks her out of it or creates enough force to knock her out of the hypnosis or something.
Kind of like
to
how
that
Deku
effect.
did in like season 2.
Yeah.
It's not really like stated like how fast she is, but she seems like she's a pretty quick fighter. I feel like she would like get like a kick into his face before he had the chance to even like come up with something like that. We got Aizawa versus Shigaraki. I unfortunately think this one is pretty
It's
cut
another-
and dry. Yeah.
Yeah, Aizawa does have a very broken power, but they did combat that, as proved in this final season and such,
Yeah.
where Shigaraki just, his pure body now is just so powerful, so
Yeah.
unfortunately turning off his powers wouldn't be enough to...
I feel like Overhaul beats Bakugo. Because
the
the only real way they beat Overhaul was because of Eri letting Deku use like his full power, right?
Yeah, here's the thing, I think Deku could have won the fight as well, but Bakugo was always like kind of stronger than Deku at that point, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I'm kind of classifying these based on their kind of most final forms.
Yeah.
And Overhaul never got more powerful after that point. So, in my opinion, I think Bakugo has a fighting chance, like the way he fights in this final season.
That's fair.
Overhaul, unless Overhaul gets his hands on Bakugo, I don't think he's winning. I think Bakugo is a little bit smarter to not let him do that. And with the Shigaraki fight in this final season, he's got all these hands that are multiplying, and he's able to blow them up as they're approaching. So what
Yeah,
can
and he
Overhaul do
is-
is great.
Pretty agile, so I feel like he might be able to like kind of dodge Overhaul's bullshit too.
I don't know. He has a great power, and I feel like he didn't show off a lot of great ways to use it.
Overhaul, you mean?
Yeah, Overhaul.
Yeah.
And like so he makes like a bunch of spikes out of the ground, or maybe like anything that he created in that original fight against Deku. I think Bakugo could like get past. Like he could blow up spikes, he can blow up walls, he can. So I kind of think Bakugo wins that one.
Yeah.
I think he's way faster. That's gonna be my argument.
I think you've convinced me to come around to Bakugo. I do think it would be one of those like extreme difficulty fights though.
Yeah, I think Overhaul has a great power, but did not show great ways to use it.
That's fair.
You know, this one's got a special place in my heart because I really like Cementos. He's an underrated character. I had my
cool.
parents watch the show, and for some reason, my dad's favorite character became Cementos, and he's like barely on screen.
He's cool.
Just
man.
every time he saw him, he would be that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he points at the screen and goes, "It's Cementos." Yeah, so Sun Eater, what he demonstrated was like the classic way you would do this is, oh yeah, he eats different animals.
Right.
So he gets different qualities of an animal. But he also showed off in that Overhaul arc so that one of the guys generates like crystals from his skin and uses them as shields, and he eats one of those small crystals and then is able to do the same thing himself. So it's not just like traditional food or animals or whatever, it's like literally anything he ingests he can manifest.
Okay.
Sure, maybe he could turn his skin cementy.
Or just like grow some cement like on his arm or something,
Yeah.
you know? I think even without that bit, I think he might be a little bit more versatile than Cementos.
Yeah, all this to say, I feel like he still probably could win because the extent of Cementos is just that he can make cement structures. And
Yeah.
like, let's say he overwhelms him with a cement prison, or just hits him with a ton of like bricks of cement. In this last season too, he shows that with this giant combination of animals, he can make a big plasma cannon.
Right.
That would most certainly bust through that wall
100%.
and then probably hit Cementos. In this theoretical fight, though, does he have access to all those foods and was able to eat them? Probably. I don't know. I think I have to give it to Sun Eater. I really like Cementos, but I think he's just too versatile, like you said.
Yeah, I think that's where I was leaning as well.
Yeah, this one's tough. Best Genius really showed off. He was very strong. And his fibers, I don't know. His fibers seem to be limited to cloth.
That's what it seems like.
He could control cloth and then use those fibers to... He wasn't like, oh, I can control muscle fibers.
Yeah, that would be
like
kind of
it
a
was
neat
just-
expansion of it, to be honest.
So I'm thinking in a battle of... I don't know, it's not... Todoroki would not go into that naked, but...
Well, it's also like, could Todoroki not just burn the threads?
That's exactly what I was thinking, is that he freezes or burns whatever is thrown at him.
Yeah.
And what does Best Genius do against that? Like, I think he is very fast and is very smart.
Yeah.
But I think Todoroki is also incredibly clever and knows what he's doing.
I think I would also give it to Todoroki. I think this one, just on like the power matchup, gives it to him, but I think just experience-wise would make it probably at least a little bit difficult for Todoroki. It wouldn't be like a wash or anything, you know?
Yeah.
We got Sir Night Eye and Twice.
This one's a weird one because Night Eye's power is...
Yeah, we don't really ever see him like...
I don't know. The problem with his power is that it's very much like at the mercy of the author.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
That's my opinion with it, and maybe you can argue against it. I don't know. I just feel like unless he is destined to fail, could he not just foresee any move Twice is going to make and then calculate against that? Because unless Twice is more powerful than him, like sure you could calculate every move he makes, but then just not be able to like I could see you're about to shoot me with a gun, but am I fast enough to move out of the way of the gun?
Sure.
Is the question I'm trying to pose.
But
it also go ahead.
No, go ahead. My immediate thought in defense of Twice for your like, oh, you can kind of foresee it and blah blah blah, like if it's written that way. But if Twice uses Dead Man's Parade, could he not just like suffocate him with clones? Like even if you can foresee that happening, what are you gonna do?
It's just that's what I'm saying, because I didn't understand this foresight totally. Like if the foresight shows like, okay, this Twice is about to throw this punch and this one's about to throw this punch and this one's gonna kick me here and this one's gonna like, is he capable of dodging all those things simultaneously? Because if he can see it coming, okay, yeah, you could theoretically like dodge them, and he has those high density seal weapons. He could most certainly take out clones of Twice like that with those.
Yeah, I think in my brain, do you remember that scene where he uses it and like the clones essentially just like flood out the whole city? Like I'm imagining like a big tsunami wave of like clone. Like because it's not like, oh, this clone is gonna punch me here. It's more, my thought is more so like he's foreseeing like a huge wave of Twice coming to like suffocate him. You know what I mean? It's like what do you do? And maybe I'm not smart enough to think of the outcome.
Yeah, I'm trying to. That's the problem with Night Eye's powers. That's hard to calculate too. Like, what is he foreseeing? And I get what you're saying, that like it's just so overwhelming that like what do you do? And I think that is still kind of like in the theoretical I'm positing, where like
yeah,
I don't know. And my understanding with the clones was that they got weaker the more he made.
Yeah.
So he could most certainly like take out a bunch of them. If he was able to get in close and take out the original, I think he wins. But
yeah,
it's hard to say like, okay, is he foreseeing enough to be able to do that? Or is he foreseeing that he's going to die and then like inevitably it's like, oh, I'll give up. So I guess I'll just give it to Twice because I'm not sure how powerful the clones are. I'm not sure how the foresight works. I think it's a very weird power, and other than the foresight, he doesn't have enough to back him up totally.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a world where Sir Night Eye can win. But I do think, and maybe it's just personal bias because I like Twice and I think he's cool. Because it's like, yeah, each of the clones gets weaker, but when they lose, don't they kind of turn into goop anyway? And it's still just kind of like mass that's gonna be around you. I just imagine like an end of world tsunami, gigantic tsunami coming through a city, and it's like technically I'm stronger than droplets of water, but when they come together, it's like, oh, you can't do anything, which is like kind of where my mind goes. Maybe that's not the right way to go about it, but.
Sure. It's like I said, it's a weird one.
Got Mirio and Froppy.
I think this one is essentially just like a physical battle. Like there is not a whole lot of like cleverness that needs to go into it, and so Mirio kind of takes the cake.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy one, to be honest. Dabi and Ida.
Oh.
I think it's initial thoughts. It has to be Dabi, right? I mean, I'm taking his like last little battle. Weren't his flames in that moment where he was like burning himself alive? Weren't they stronger than Endeavor at that point?
That's why I think so. And I don't know. I guess I also just really like Ida. I don't know.
Ida's
I feel like
cool, but I just don't know what he's gonna do.
He was also at that battle and didn't get close, and I don't know if that was him trying not to get in the middle of the Todorokis fighting, or if he was possibly able to. Like, if I was him, okay, let's activate Reciprocal Burst, which he was able to do for like 10 minutes at a time now.
Yeah.
And Dabi is becoming Mr. Glass Cannon, where he
Yeah.
is really powerful but really hurts himself. Do you not turn on Reciprocal Burst and like, I would just basically like run straight at him, give him like a really powerful kick, and keep running. And what's he gonna do? He's not gonna be able to touch me. I just run past him and then like keep like from all different directions running at him and hitting him. It's very much like a Flash scenario. As long as Ida can withstand the heat. Like, okay, you hit him, it's really hot for a second, you run away, and then the heat dissipates. Hey, where's that armor? I really want Ida to win. I just don't know. That's me thinking, like, that's how I would fight Dabi if I was him.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's, like, stopping me is I don't know that we've seen Ida fight at that level where he would be able to pull some shit like that off against, like, someone who's producing as much heat as Dabi was in that last fight.
Yeah, I guess we don't know for sure. He can do that, like, running from multiple angles thing. He did that in those, like, class battles. And I feel like he could do it, and so I'm not... That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know if he wasn't trying to get involved in that fight as much, or if he was just incapable because of how hot it was.
Yeah, because I could be completely misremembering, but wasn't part of the thing that no one could really get to him because of like the flame that was coming off of him, or am I thinking of something different?
No, I think it was that he was really, really hot.
Yeah. I
don't know. I guess I'll give it to Dabi. It pisses me off, but I'll give it to him.
I just think like the power, like I think there's a world where Ida could finish him off, but I think he would kind of have to sacrifice himself to do it, because I think even the brief moments of him near that intense heat, like I think it might fuck him up pretty bad. Honestly, yeah, I could see this one going either way, because the argument of what Ida could do is definitely fair.
It's either he couldn't or chose not to.
This image is literally of Ida, and underneath it says the heat of Dabi's flames is so intense that most heroes can't withstand them.
Okay, fair enough then.
So I think
I'll take the L.
I think based on that, I would go Dabi.
All right.
Because I think the reason that Todoroki was able to do it is because he could withstand them with the ice.
Lame.
For this next one, I'm just gonna go with All Might, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a great power, but like, what could you even create to stop All Might?
No, it's a great power. It feels more like a supporting power. Like, I'm not calling her like a support hero, but you definitely utilize that power best if you're like when you're supporting someone else or like laying a trap or something.
Yeah, like if you're about to 1v1 a powerhouse, what item do you create besides a gun?
Right.
Or like...
Right. She just creates a copy of like All for One.
All right.
Present Mike and Uraraka.
I want to give it to Present Mike. I feel like she's proven to have combat ability, but like, yeah, like he could definitely like paralyze her basically with his sound. Yeah, like she kind of put up a good fight against Bakugo by being strategic, using like rocks that he blew across, but like the sound waves probably aren't going to break through walls. Yeah. So I doubt she's gonna have much material.
Yeah. Kaminari and Kirishima might go either way. I think I'd put my money on Kirishima though.
Does the electricity affect him while he's hardened? I want to say it probably still does.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so you got electrocuted. The problem is your body runs on electricity. He could zap you out of your, like, mechanical functions.
Yeah, but he can't, like... The only way he can, like, direct it is through his little disc guy. But then I guess the only way Kirishima could do any damage would be to touch him, which would let him get shocked.
Yeah, get close.
So I feel like, honestly, there's maybe more of a conversation for that.
I think it's a very like fair, even match. It feels like.
Yeah.
Like the problem with Kirishima is that his best strength is that he's defensible, but with something like electricity, what do you do to defend against that? Because unless the hardening somehow makes him impervious to things akin to electricity, which that has never been shown, then I would say he's not coming out of that all right. And I think Kirishima needs to tank like one hit from Kirishima, which I think he probably could do, and then, well, I don't know. He hasn't proven to be able to tank a hit like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about Kaminari is that like the only thing he has going for him is that like he could electrocute, like his attacks work on Kirishima. Like we haven't really seen him do anything else but produce electricity, which might sound weird because yeah, obviously that's his power. But like even in that final war arc, he's like used as a generator to like keep the
he sucks up electricity too.
Like the sky-based thing going. So it's like,
well, I was just gonna say in that little GIF I'm watching there, that was in the first few episodes.
yeah.
If this is just a 1v1, it looks like he has range even without like directing it. So I think most of the time he wanted range without hurting people around him, but he has it already. So in a 1v1, all he has to do is just let loose.
Yeah.
And Kirishima doesn't even need to get close; he would just get hit no matter where he is.
Yeah, maybe he has range, but it's just like an area of effect type of deal. Like it just like bursts from around him.
And like if it's a human body is like, that's why he gets struck by lightning. It's a conducting thing. Yeah. So even though his skin's hardened, I feel like he would still conduct electricity.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but like even his unbreakable form, it literally says practical invulnerability to most forms of physical attacks, where it's like, damn, that's not a physical attack. Not unfortunately, I do like Kaminari, but going back on what I originally thought, I think Kaminari might beat Kirishima. He's literally just hardening his skin, but it's still skin, which means it can still take the electrical current, yeah? Spinner and Redestro, I'd probably go ahead and say Redestro, even in Spinner's monster form.
Yeah, the monster form has like very little brains. It's just basically hulking mass and seemed pretty easy to overcome.
Toga and Midoriya.
So obviously Midoriya.
Yeah.
So.
Hawks and Endeavor. I feel like this is pretty easily Endeavor as well.
Yeah, I think Hawks has even admitted it would probably be.
And then All for One over Edge Shot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
All right, Stars and Stripes and Mirko, the badass women of the show.
Yeah, I think this is another Stars and Stripes victory, personally.
Yeah, I think it shows a lot that it took Shigaraki like having like extreme, like not bullshit, but like some extreme power to beat Stars and Stripes, because I don't think anyone else was taking her down with her fucking shit, you know?
Yeah. Not much more to be said. I think her power is just so overpowered, and it was meant to show off how stupidly strong Shigaraki had gotten.
Exactly.
So compared to everybody else, she probably would win.
Yeah. Speaking of Shigaraki and Bakugo, unless something crazy happens in the next season, I'm picking Shigaraki. Bakugo can't take him by himself.
Yeah, I mean they even show that in the show.
He's like almost dead right now.
He loses that fight, unfortunately. As much as I like Bakugo, he loses that fight, and then this would probably be Shigaraki with all his powers.
Right, yeah.
So,
Sun Eater and Todoroki.
Yeah, I feel like I want to say it's probably still Todoroki. I think that Sun Eater is great and has a lot of awesome qualities. Plasma Cannon move is a one-hit wonder. Like it took a lot to charge up. He couldn't like launch it again immediately after. Against Cementoss, probably effective because Cementoss seems to, every time he's portrayed using his power, he's like sitting in one spot.
Yeah.
So if he's just launching a big wave of cement, you blast through that and you could probably hit Cementoss behind it. Todoroki is way more mobile.
Yeah.
Probably gonna be able to dodge that even if he breaks through the ice wall. Todoroki's really clever. I think Plasma Cannon is the best thing he's got, and then anything else I think Todoroki could overcome naturally. So that's where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I think even if we went like best move versus best move, if Sun Eater charged up his Plasma Cannon and Todoroki charged up his like Flash Fire thing, I think Todoroki's stronger. I think he like comes out on top, you know?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I think Todoroki's the winner. Twice versus Mirio. I think I might go Mirio.
Yeah, I think he, going back to what you were talking about, just the Sandman Parade, and there's just so many of them.
It like doesn't affect him. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're able to dodge all them and then only manifest your fist to punch them with enough force to knock them out, he could probably it would take a lot of effort, or at the very least, phase through all of them to get to the original Twice to win the fight.
I never really thought about it, but I think Mirio is a pretty like decent counter to the entire Sadman parade. Just like not having to be crushed by him. Davi versus All Might. I think Prime All Might got that for sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Present Mike and Kaminari. Do you think
that's a good one?
Do you think Kaminari's electricity could fuck up Present Mike's little neck speaker?
That's a good point, and I think in the same way that Kaminari takes out Kirishima without him even getting close, does electricity travel at the speed of light?
I think
how does that work?
So.
How fast does electricity move? Like if we just shot electricity across the ground, close to the speed
of light.
So let's say speed of light versus speed of sound with President Mike. Let's say they both shot their attacks at the same time. I think the electricity would get there before the sound, and even whatever residual sound hits, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I don't think Kaminari would go down necessarily.
Yeah, and it looks like speed of light is significantly faster than sound, which I feel like I knew, but I wanted to confirm before I started.
Yeah, I also wanted to make sure that too. I didn't want to sound stupid, but like, let's say like it's significantly faster. Like it's really not close.
Well, yeah, it says speed of light is 186,000 miles per second, and speed of sound is 343 meters per second, which is different metrics, but. That's vastly different.
Way not close.
Yeah.
So, let's also put it like this too. Kaminari is pretty much shown to be able to launch his attack like immediately. Present Mike kind of like
has to like build it up. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. He takes a breath. In that moment, he takes a breath. The speed of light hits him with electricity. I
fries
think
his vocal cords. Yeah. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
he's got no way to jump out of the way. He's got no way to like. He's got no mobility.
What's unfortunate about this is that it's just showing me how broken Kaminari could be if he was just like not stupid or used well.
I think the author I think Horikoshi understands this, and that's why he made him such an idiot.
Right, and he just like super dumbs him down and shit. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Redestro and Midoriya, probably Midoriya. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's like Midoriya's taken most, if not all, of these.
Yeah, All for One's taken down Endeavor, no question.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about Prime, so he has that rewind ability, because Endeavor did technically, like, beat All for One until the rewind hits.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm just like, so there's an argument to be made there. All for One's another one with a great power that relies on other great powers, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's just like he's like stole the correct powers to make himself like that OP.
Yeah, it's OP, but in a 1v1, unless you already came with the right powers, you're not, super strong. Both of them at top notch. I feel like All for One takes it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said about Endeavor being able to win before the rewind.
I think it's a high difficulty.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a high difficulty fight, but I do think All for One is just broken enough. We were just talking about this. This literally happened. Shigaraki beats Stars and Stripes.
Could have done more theoretically, but I still think.
Yeah, I think you could argue a scenario where Star and Stripe could win, but in the official canon she lost. So I think that's the best way to go about that. Yeah. Todoroki and Mirio.
Yeah, I
might be a Mirio fanboy, but I think Mirio might take it.
It's hard to say. Again, I'm thinking like the way I might use the power and like how would you beat somebody like that? And again, he's really great at predicting how things would go, but clearly he shows that he gets overpowered by powerhouses. Like I don't know, Todoroki's not exactly a powerhouse. If you get close to the body, he could like potentially beat up like a human body that's capable of producing these things.
Yeah.
So he just waits until Todoroki's out of juice. And
yeah, I think Mirio has like his fights so far have been like opponents who don't have a lot physically going on to overwhelm him, because I really do feel like there is like a world where Mirio's fighting like say a Nomu and he goes to attack it and it fucking just does nothing, and they grab the hand that he like attacked with and just like Hulk smash him or whatever. I feel like that's a way to beat Mirio, but I do think these like projectile type attacks like Todoroki is just like, can you not just turn invulnerable through the through the ice and fire until he's like not even taking a break, but just like a moment in between like attacks. You can just kind of like attack then, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, if I was Todoroki, I would keep up major walls. Like, I would even like encase myself in ice, maybe, or like encase myself in ice and then surround myself with flame. And then when he's close, like he would have to turn off the whatever his fist to hit me or whatever. But like the heat of the fire would, let's say it's like a Dabi level heat or even short of that, that would still really burn him.
That's true.
Like there's potential for him to still win that because of the side effects of what he produces.
That's definitely true.
Like it's not just a wall; it's a wall with temperature.
Yeah,
so it doesn't.
That's true.
I don't know. That's. I think it would be high diff, but I think in general Mirio would probably win.
Yeah, I think you could definitely argue for Todoroki because those are like the temperature thing is a good point that I didn't necessarily think of. Like he still has to deal with the elements when he like kind of respawns in or whatever. But I do think even if it means Mirio like loses an arm or something, I think he's edging out just barely.
Yeah.
All Might, I'm having him over Kaminari. Kaminari, your winning streak ends here. Midoriya and All for One.
I think I'm still gonna say maybe high diff, but it's probably gonna end up being Midoriya. I think Midoriya has a great combination of the quirks now.
I think it's like kind of lining up for him to win anyway, because weren't they fighting in this last season?
Yeah, and I'm even gonna like. I know this is maybe the lazy way to do it, but like, since we've been kind of doing it in terms of like who kind of wins actually in the show. If we're about to come up against All Might, I know that Midoriya is stronger than Prime All Might was.
Yeah. And
Prime All Might beat All for One.
That's so fair. I would even go that's a good point.
Maybe the lazy route is Midoriya beats All for One, because Midoriya is even better than All Might at that point.
Yeah, that's true. He's literally like the successor who can access the other quirks and shit.
Yeah, and All Might was able to beat All for One with pure strength.
Right.
So I think
I think that's a good line of thinking though.
Okay.
It makes me feel a little weird having Midoriya win against All for One just based off of looks, but I think that logic is sound.
I'd like to believe All for One's clever. I think Midoriya might be a little bit better in terms of clever.
Just because that's like what he's had to rely on for so long. Shigaraki above Mirio, probably.
Yeah, because they were in this final battle. Like, this is one where it's like a stalemate where like he just can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like Shigaraki's like the ultimate Nomu. You just can't damage him. There's nothing he could do, and I bet you by the time he like the more he tries, the more he gets tired out, and Shigaraki's probably not gonna get tired.
Yeah.
So he could eventually whack him once and win that fight.
Yeah.
Mirio would just be exhausted.
Yeah, I think if Mirio was trying to escape with his life, he could do it, but I don't think he's winning the fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we both kind of agreed that Midoriya is above Prime All Might.
Yeah, I love All Might, but I think Midoriya just by virtue of the best version of One for All, he's taking it.
Yeah,
which
also just like
hilarious to this bracket.
Yeah, just like the grouping of powers that Midoriya has access to, like is kind of broken altogether. And then I'm pretty sure the whole series is kind of trying to have Midoriya beat Shigaraki. Yeah.
This makes me happy that I think the series did a good job of showing who the strongest is and who the most clever person would be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to believe. I think it's a close fight. Yeah. I think Shigaraki's like pulling out new bullshit as the fight goes on. Like the second Midoriya arrives at the fight, like I know his quirks are turned off. I still think Midoriya is winning that fight because he comes in. The gear shift is incredibly broken.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Being able to speed himself up to that level, like I think he's faster than light, and then hits multiple times in that faster than light succession.
Well, and that comboed with like his danger sense or whatever, like that, like
how do you hit him?
Exactly, yeah. So because I feel like the whole like Shigaraki's whole thing is that it's like, oh, if he touches you. I mean, among other abilities now, but it's just like, oh, well, if Midoriya has the danger sense, how can you touch him,
And with the physical combination of One for All makes him super fast.
Exactly.
Like, it's like that foresight that Nayai has combined with the physical prowess to be able to dodge the attack.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So
It's
gotta
I think
be.
it's Midoriya.
Gotta be.
I
Nice.
think this was a very fair, well thought out
Yeah,
list.
I think that went good. I feel good about those decisions.
I think there's
Characters, but-
discussions were
this
had.
was fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.